was also trying to figure out backstage what songs to play, and we decided to go on, wait, what was it? Some websites to see what I should play. Spotify. This is one of the more popular songs, it turns out, so I'll play it tonight. I know, you gotta do it. I was just like, what do you, I mean, how do you put together a set list? We cross-reference with iTunes also, so. She wanted to be a cowboy, she was shooting down, she was tramping around, and he walked in crooked with the clear blue eyes. There's a nice pool at my motel, you want to go for a swim? That night he moved in. Well, the time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. The time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. Well, at night he'd sit and wait for the sound of his feet on the doormat, sound of his feet on the... Sorry, I got super distracted just now. I was thinking, wow, you know, it's hard to sing when the audience is completely in darkness, but it's also hard to sing while they're all just sort of standing there. And the waitress is trying her best. Hey, and you just put out a new book, which I'm really excited about the Food Network. Friend Alan Salkin put out a book. It's like you get to see people who you see on Facebook, but they're actually here. In 3D. Which also reminds me of Juan, who's right there, who produced this song on the record. And he had a surprise birthday party once, and when he walked in and saw all the people like this waiting for him, he was like, oh shit. Those are all the people whose phone calls I need to return. I gotta go. Somebody over there knows Juan. Okay, I'm gonna go back and tell the story here. Now she sits... No, she doesn't. Do you know what happens here, Juan? She's sitting there, she's waiting for this guy. You don't remember.
iTunes it?
It's a long time ago. So anyway, there's this woman. She's waiting for this guy. The time between meeting and finally leaving, I'm gonna trace my footsteps, are sometimes called falling in love. The time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. Yep. At night she'd sit and wait for the sound of his feet on the doormat, sound of his hand on the doorknob, sound of her heart beating in her head. And he'd go out playing nickel slots cause he knew he'd lose. She didn't know, so she couldn't choose. But one night while sleeping, alone in her bed, the phone rang, she woke up and sat up and said, what time is it? What time is it? Well, it's 5:30 here, and it's 2:30 there, and I won't be home tonight. He said, the time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. The time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. Now she sits in a booth in a diner, waiting for someone to take her order, waiting for someone to come and sit down. And she rubs a smudge off the photograph and puts it back into her purse. Well, the gray sky was romantic 'cause he was holding her hand. He was her man. The time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. The time between meeting and finally leaving is sometimes called falling in love. Yeah, sometimes called falling in love. She wanted to be a cowboy